How's it going? This right here is a 32-inch curved display by BenQ, and it is called Mobius. And I'm going to unbox it and showcase its features, the built-in speakers by Trevolo, and of course the best part, the 165 refresh rate. Because of this curved 2K display, I had to change my setup for the better. I went from a small corner desk to a bigger corner desk to accommodate both monitors, as I have my 4K monitor for editing and all my gaming for the high refresh rate on the BenQ. It's really gonna boost my productivity with two monitors here. So let's do it to it. Now let's quickly go back in time and show you before I set it all up. That isn't amazing, but a lot better than what I had before. Okay, so as you can see, this is where all the magic happens. I got my gaming PC that I edit everything on for all my videos. But I don't have a gaming monitor. This is just a 4K 60 Hz. Nice to edit, but it's not that great to game because you do see some chop and obviously you don't get the full frame rate. So instead of having my LG there, I'm going to replace it with the EX3210R. I mean, the box kind of tells you how to do it, but I'm still confused on how to unbox it. But it's okay, I'm just gonna rip it all open. Okay, here's the quick installation in 5 steps. The quick start guide manual. Looks like to be the back cover to hide the ports. Got 3 cables to choose from. This is pretty heavy. The mount where we're gonna put the monitor on. This attaches to the base. This is a pretty stick outy base. We got some more cables. Alright, here's the outlet cable to this brick. And the last thing, how many of you guys can say you get a remote? Alright. And yes, again, this is a curved monitor. That looks super cool. Okay, right away, when you're holding this monitor, it is heavy duty. Like, it has a really good weight to it. The very front lip is a whole entire soundbar. And there is the curve. Normally, it would be flat. But you can see that it has a big curve to it. And the base here is actually pretty light. You're not going to need any fancy tools to get this installed. You're going to see that right in there. And the arm mount here, this is where we'll screw. So we're just going to set that right in there. And it's pretty flush. And then you find the spot where you got to screw this into. Now there is rubber pieces there to keep it from moving around, shifting on your desk. And you can see another one here at the edge. Same as the other side. And this is the back side. You can see we're going to be able to run cables. And just before I put the mount on, you can see the Superior Sound by Trevolo. There's going to be some RGBs coming out on the sides. And this is going to be to release the mount. The I/O has the power supply on the left, 2 HDMIs. We have the DPI. We have an audio jack, that printer plug-in, and 2 3.0 USBs. And you can see these little slots is where we're going to tilt this in and just set it. And now I can lift up from the base here and the whole monitor will go up. Okay, just to show you that the monitor will go up and down and tilt left and right and also tilt forward or back a bit. Just remember that I want to run my cables through the very back, which is this little port. You don't have to, but it is a cleaner setup. And we're going to plug it in, grab the display port, and you might as well plug in the next HDMI. So in case you have another device you want to plug in to use the monitor. My monitor goes a lot deeper since it curves, which is nice. It gives me more space. And I am going to get some better close-ups. I'm going to test it out with some gaming, of course. Give you the samples of what the soundbar sounds like and other settings that I can find with it. And of course I'm going to have that 165 Hertz refresh rate, which is going to increase my frames per second in all my gaming, so it's going to look super smooth. And the curvature of the screen is going to make me feel more immersed. So let me play around with it, get comfortable, and I'll get right back to you. There's no screen tears at all. It looks good. So what you're listening to is the speaker that's built in. Sounds really good. You actually don't need a soundbar. There's enough bass. Audio's fine for the voices. And I found the controller to be extra useful instead of having to navigate through a little toggle underneath the monitor. Sometimes you can't really get to it as fast as you can, or you have to navigate. It's just much easier to do it on the remote control. I found out side by side that the BenQ is much brighter than my LG next to it. And you want to turn off the monitor, you can do that too with the remote control.
Now, one of the last things I want to get to is the HDR button on the right side. Take a look at this picture. When we move it to game, if we move over to cinema, you can tell a lot more in person than what my camera shows. And the last thing here is the back RGB lighting. As you can see, the corners. And you can change the colors, the effects, but that all has to be done in the menu system under lighting to pick your favorite colors. And I think the lighting is subtle enough to enjoy a little bounce off of your white wall. So in my kind of setup here, you can't see the back of it, but a lot of people do have different setups that can showcase this. The options there to turn it on or off. And I also forgot to mention that there's buttons underneath here, and this is what's going to be turning off the monitor. And they do light up. I get confused on this one being the menu, but this will turn off the monitor. That's the menu, and that is to change the input. And all this audio is coming straight from the monitor. You can just tell immediately how smooth the gameplay is. So the thing I am going to say is that it does not go too loud. RCG has the most deeper tone, but less mids and highs. So I would play it all on cinema. The built-in speaker system is good, but it's not great. But if you have roommates and you don't need it to be blasting loud, then this is going to be perfect just how it is. No need to add another speaker system. It's all built in, ready for you to just get playing. And as you already know, BenQ makes awesome monitors, so if you want one for yourself, you already know what to do. Find it in the description down below. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Later.